funny how days like today remind me why I started the channel in the first place. During the videos I posted in late May of last year, I got a lot of downvotes, a lot of negative comments. During the year, there's so many games and so much going on. And, you know, I have opinions. But I kind of go, we'll shunt that aside because whatever. And yet, I'm baffled. Everybody has opinions. And, you know, and I've said always in my videos, you know, people are respectful in comment sections, and fine. But then what's weird too is that there was a comment made on a video, and I banned the guy who said it because he crossed a line, and he said this is probably why his wife left him. My wife left me because she charged up thousands of dollars in debt, didn't want me to find out, was cheating on me behind my back. Nothing to do with hockey opinions. Fuck right off. You know what? Part of the reason she said she did leave me is I talk too much hockey. So if anything, this channel shouldn't exist. Whatever. Alright. So what am I going to go through here? And this is completely off the cuff because, hey, why not? Do I have gauze in my mouth? Nah. Is my mouth bleeding? Absolutely. Big flippin' deal, right? Give me a break. Yeah, the Novocaine's worn off too. So the pain it's there. I'm keeping anything and everything away from the sockets. There was a comment made about the number of cans over here. That's my fault. Because I've been sick and Yvonne's been sick. Cleanup has been put behind trying to get better. A lot of what you're seeing with me right now is there's a frustration level hits that towards the end of the season, and Pens fans are whatever. I mean, and I say Pens fans because when I see comments being made by people who've made comments about the Pens, there was something I did a few days ago where I noticed somebody made a really salty comment, and I'm like, I've seen that comment for a while, so I typed in their username, loaded up the comments, and I'm like, wow, we made the exact same comment 3 months ago on an unrelated video, trashing the same team. And yeah, I was a Pens fan. And I see what other fans too. And the funny part is people say, well, what about other fan bases? Okay. Flyers fans were the reason, I believe, why those tarps were put in, where players go in and come out, because Flyers fans were well known for throwing items, large, heavy items, at players trying to get out of games. Rangers fans back in the 70s were known for picking fights with players. Bruins fans back in the late 80s, I'm saying late 80s, I think it was late 80s, were often accused of buying cheap tickets for Hartford games so that they could go in and verbally abuse Whalers fans and pick fights with them. Canadians fans, there's always been sort of that we've won a number of cups, so we're up here. Senators fans are very defensive about their team, and I understand it. And there's certain small market fans. It happens with Buffalo. It does happen with Jersey too. I know Jersey may not speak to being small market, but look where the arena is. Carolina, not necessarily small market, being Raleigh-Durham, but you have, well, Raleigh. You have just the number of fans in that area is smaller than what we have here in, say, Vancouver. Vancouver fans get salty because they've never won a Stanley Cup and they've been to the final 3 times, and there's a certain amount of disrespect thrown at their players. This is that time of year. This is that time of year where, yeah, I'm probably going to start pissing people off. And it's going to be a different fan base every year, or every week probably. But I look at guys like, let me know when I hit somebody who's in broadcasting that doesn't piss people off. And I hate to use Botchford, but Botchford's made a career of it. I disagree with him and dislike him, but he's made a career of it. He made a lot of money, and all he does is shit talk the Canucks. He reports on one team, and all he does is shit talk them, and he's made a career of that. Tony Gallagher, a little more muted, but much the same in Vancouver. Ed Willis. Ed Willis has, to some extent, done the same thing in Vancouver. Toronto fans talk about numerous Toronto guys, Toronto personalities. Look at Brooksy. The fight between Brooksy and Tortorella, because Brooksy's an ass. Part of the thing that's frustrating with this channel is that if I really was like some outspoken right-wing nut job, left-wing nut job, see, look what I did there. If I was just some crazy nut job ranting and raving at my webcam, I would get so many more views. I'd get so many more subscribers so much faster. I try to present a channel that is for the fans and by a fan. And as a fan, you know, I'm going to get upset. There's a lot of people forgetting. I went to a Boston-Vancouver game towards the end of the season. I had beer thrown on me by a Canucks fan. I wasn't impressed by it. Now, if there's a bias, and I'm a Canucks fan, Bruins fan, I'm not going to mention it in the video. And I had people on the channel, Canucks fans, saying, you deserved it wearing Bruins gear to a Canucks game. You deserved it. So, if I'm biased, it's against everybody, I guess. Get ready for opinions. It's summertime. This is when we can all have opinions. And part of what made this channel grow so strong, so fast, is that we could all talk as fans. I'm not Don Cherry shit-talking Europeans and all the Euros are soft. He doesn't quite say it that way now, but he really loves his Canadian players. And I respect Don's opinion. But he's wrong a lot of the time. When he's talking about Zaitsev as useless and terrible and Toronto's making a horrible investment in Zaitsev, I've never said that on this channel because I don't believe that. I think part of it too could be that, you know, I'm 44 years of age. I'm a lot older than a lot of people on this channel. I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of playoffs. I've seen a lot of teams come and go. God, I said they're like, playoffs? Playoffs. Be surprised if we win another game. What you guys get with this channel is unfiltered me. That's why I'm wearing my Bieksa shirt. When he got traded from Vancouver to Anaheim, I went out and got Bieksa gear everywhere. Because I knew it was going to get marked down and nobody's going to buy the damn stuff because Bieksa is so yesterday. That's how fans are. Bandwagon fans are like that, and bandwagon fans are frustrating. But there are core fans who are frustrating too. I've met Canuck fans like that. I know people. I'm not going to start naming names because they could be watching my videos. I know people who have watched every Canucks game for the last 10 years, and when they win, you don't hear a peep out of them. Or you hear, man, they were lucky last night, eh? Oh, boy, were they ever lucky last night. Oh, that was lucky. And then when they lose, that's what happened. Your luck runs out. I tell you, they just suck. It's like, they're first in their division, and there's 2 months left in the year. Shut up. If the Canucks winning streak of 4 games at the start of the year this year had been one that continued on and they went, say, 40, 50, 60 games in the year and they were still in a playoff spot, I would have been on this channel absolutely eating crow as I did with the Senators, as I did with Columbus. I'm trying to think, like, who else here? Toronto, to some extent. I said Toronto's going to be better. I didn't say playoffs. I said Ottawa was going to be, or Edmonton was going to be better. I didn't say playoffs. I said Arizona was going to make the playoffs. But it's me. These videos are me. And I just find it baffling and bewildering that I start a conversation, and I always consider any video that I make to be the start of a conversation. Think of the concussion issue. Okay, so the concussion lawsuit against the NHL. That's an ongoing conversation. I don't know when I pick that up again. I'll pick it up later. Fans being douchebags? What I'm talking about with Pittsburgh tonight? Absolutely. I have no problem talking about other fans being douchebags. No problem. 2011 riots. When the 2011 riots happened, I said aloud to my TV, I hope to God Vancouver never gets to the final again. This is absolutely embarrassing. This is ridiculous. Show some class, Vancouver. And then, of course, Canuck fans are like, well, you know, those weren't really Canuck fans that were down there doing the rioting. And then you look at the footage, and almost all of them were in Canucks jerseys. And new ones. Not Stan Smeel from 1978. They're wearing new ones. So, yeah, they're probably bandwagoners. But we don't know that all of them are bandwagoners. It could just be a matter of bandwagoners may have started the riot, and some hardcore guys went, well, shit, we lost tonight. I could use a new free TV. Why can't I have a free TV? But it's a weird thing. Because I post 2 videos, people are still commenting on the first, even though I have a second video up to clarify what was said in the first. Because it's easier to keep criticizing the first video than to go to the second. It's that drive-by thing that I was talking about earlier with my opinion about the shootout. Which, again, was my opinion. And this summer, there's going to be a lot of hockey guy opinions. Because that's what happens during the summer. I'm going to be talking about teams and speculating on who's probably going to go up and who's probably going to go down. And I'm going to make fan bases overjoyed with who I think's going up, and I'm going to piss fan bases off with who I think's going down. I can't censor myself. The moment that I censor myself, this channel is dead. It's over. Because then I'm just another talking head. We're just talking about scores. Just, you know, here's what I'm talking about today. You know, like last night, I could have gone, well, Pittsburgh beat Ottawa, and yeah, it's over. Ottawa clearly outclassed in the end. I have an opinion. I've shared my opinion. The funny part is this, and not to belabor the Pittsburgh thing, but that is the nexus for this. Pittsburgh played better than Ottawa in the overtime. Ottawa was done by the overtime. Pittsburgh played better than Ottawa in a majority of the series. Pittsburgh is a vastly superior team on paper to Ottawa. I never once said anything different. All I'm saying is it'd be nice to have seen the respect. And I didn't even say just on this channel. I'm just talking about like on TSN and Sportsnet and in person. People I talk to in real life. You know, that thing that's not on the internet. When I run into Penguins fans in real life and they're just talking like they personally won it. They personally knocked out the Senators, and it's like, what? We all use the term we. We all use the term we. We all say, it was nice to see that we won a Stanley Cup. What I'm talking about is, and every fan base has this, the guy who will say, man, we were down last night, and they meant we really kicked their asses. That was so unfair. We really kicked their asses. That was so much fun. And it's just that cranked up just a little bit more to go from we won to we really kicked their asses. And when they'll say things like, you know, I'm going to use, Adam McQuaid's on my calendar. That Adam McQuaid, what a little bitch, huh? Man, Boston McQuaid, what a little bitch. I could take him. And fans will do that. Fans will say things about players and you go, wait, if you ran into them in real life, they're probably kicking your ass. I think back to Vancouver with Milan Lucic getting in a fight in a bar. And there were 2 things I thought about that. One, Lucic is stupid for going to a Vancouver bar as a member of the Boston Bruins. Now a member of the Edmonton Oilers would be equally dumb. But 2, who was the idiot that challenged Milan Lucic to a fight? Who looks at Lucic across the room and goes, yeah, I can take him. I mean, you have to be doing some heavy, heavy drugs and drinking a lot. Like legally dead within an hour kind of drinking to think you can take Milan Lucic in a fight. And I can talk all kinds of whatever about Kessler. I've never once said anything about kicking his ass because, my God, the guy is huge compared to me. I would last, I wouldn't. And I know that, and I acknowledge that, and that's part of what I enjoy about this channel is that we acknowledge these kinds of things. So if you're in this, saying, yeah, this is the kind of channel I want to help grow. This is the kind of content I would like to see more on television. Less of those talking heads. Less of the way that Sportsnet and TSN, and it's not their fault, it's the whole corporate atmosphere of just all, you know, patted down and everybody's all fancy dressed and they're all like, what a great game, huh? Shame what happened in the end. Let's go ahead and take some talking to the winners and then you'll see an interview with Jake Gensel. I go, what a great game. That Gensel's a great little kid, isn't he? Can't wait to see what he does in the future. In other news. And that's it. And no matter which sports channel you're watching in Canada, that's what you get. An opinion is an opinion. Is my opinion wrong? Absolutely. On this topic, no clue. But if I ever claim my opinion's right 100% of the time, God, no. But you know, it's something I've grown here that I'm proud of, and I'm proud of the people on this channel. Let me go ahead and take a look here through the comment section. All right, and of course there's gonna be shitty comments all over the place, and Luke Trache, been here forever, and you know, I'm just looking through. I'm actually reading the comments too, so this will probably take a little bit longer. And then there's a Penguins fan right here. Reaper cometh. Thank you. All I've been saying is, you know, when comments are respectful, awesome. It's just, it gets harder and harder for me, because you guys got to remember, in between videos I'm reading comments, and I read all this shit, and it's like, do I delete these comments? No, because then I get a reputation for deleting anything that doesn't agree with me, or being butthurt, or being a snowflake. Do I respond to these comments and say, hey, why don't you just tone it down a notch or 20? No, because then it encourages fighting and encourages flaming on my channel, and I don't want that either. So eventually it's going to come out. Eventually I'm going to start saying something. Elena Petrosky, LGP, let's go Pens. Thank you, that's fine, no problem. ES1, just tone it down a little bit there, dude. Lord Aurelius, him and I have respectively disagreed with each other before. It has happened. It has happened. Beth182, I've seen that name before. Ken Hamada, seen that name many, many times. And we can all argue about which fan bases are the best and the worst, but eh. And it's true, Ken Hamada says, board franchise in LA, you have to keep winning or nobody cares. Anna Roberts, dude, you need to be resting. Anna, love you and your comments. Glad you're still with this channel even after Anaheim's out. Full on respect. Burned Oils, lol, you're rooting for 16 teams. How does it make it special if one of your 16 teams wins the cup? Fake poser fan. Where do I start with that, boys and girls? If I don't care who's playing in the final, I don't watch the final. Chicago, Philly. That's what happens. Nashville's an incredible story. This isn't as much about oh, I'm going to cheer for Nashville over here. All you have to do is go back a year to when I was making predictions for the playoffs and see that I predicted Nashville would overcome Anaheim in the first round, and Anaheim fans were like, it's not happening. Some, not all. But a lot of them were saying it. And I'm wearing my Anaheim Ducks hat tonight's show. No disrespect intended. But Nashville went on a nice little run last year, and I wanted it to continue this year, and I predicted Nashville was going to be #1 in the West. I predicted Nashville was a cup contender. Then they kind of fell apart during the regular season. I'm like, crap, I can't see them overcoming being the worst-rated team going to the playoffs to win the Stanley Cup. Then they beat Chicago, and I'm like, wow, this is interesting. And then they beat St. Louis. It's like, okay, well, it's St. Louis. And then they beat Anaheim, and that's not a minor task. That's major. Now they got Pittsburgh. They got a shot to make history against the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins. How could I not be emotionally invested in that final? That's something that I'm telling you right now. Let's just say Nashville wins the final. There's a movie coming. In between all of the Nashville stars, the country music stars that support the team, the Hollywood celebrities you see with those country music stars that support the team, the fact that it's an underdog team, that they've got so many players that are injured starting the final. Their top 2 centers anyways. Fisher's supposed to be back, but we'll see if he's effective or not. And Johansson's just out. There's so many Hollywood endings to this. That's part of the reason why I wanted Ottawa. Because Nashville, Ottawa, that's a Hollywood movie that makes money in Canada and the States hand over fist. Because it's an inspiring story. It's the reason why people make movies about sports. They don't make movies about the 5th or 6th championship won by the Yankees or the 18th championship won by the Canadians. Because what's bigger? Miracle on Ice 1980. That's what's big. Field of Dreams was a big story a big movie because It was the idea of the fictional ghosts of a real team overcoming the black mark on themselves, being the Black Sox. Shoeless Joe wasn't Shoeless Joe. Wasn't even real. And it sucked people in because it was such an important story to tell. It's the reason why there's a movie about Apollo 13 and not Apollo 14. Apollo 14 made it to the moon. Apollo 13 didn't. But they got home, and they weren't supposed to. And Nashville got to the final, and they weren't supposed to. So if I want to look at that storyline and say, that's more compelling to me, that's more interesting to me. And Victor Arvidsson's fantastic. And for me to look at that and say that's a more compelling storyline than the Penguins trying to win their second in a row, I'm not trying to crap on Penguins fans. I desperately wanted Pittsburgh to beat San Jose last year, and they did. I was very happy. Very, very, very happy. Start of the playoffs, I was anguished over whether to pick Washington, who were my pick for the playoffs, or pick Pittsburgh, which my gut was telling me going into the playoffs, I think these guys are going to win it. But I went with my pick because I didn't want to seem like I was flip-flopping, which is what would have happened right away. Hockey guys flip-flopping, going to the popular team, going to the playoffs. What a surprise. So there you go. It's me. This channel is me. And it's you guys too. You guys are important to me. Slurp Fish. I have so much respect for your banter. Preach it, brother. Thank you. Giovanni Thorpe says, nice Manson shirt. Hope you like the BX's shirt too. A man and his thoughts. Thankfully, very thoughtful. And Adolf Hitler leaves some very thoughtful conversation on my videos. And Adolf Hitler shouldn't be leaving. When you're looking at a thread and you go, you know what? The most reasonable guy in this thread is Adolf Hitler. Wait, going to hell. What? No. How? What? Wait, no. What? How? What? Joshua Butterwick. Man, dude, your jersey collection dwarfs mine. Your hockey thoughts, especially when it comes to Buffalo, are fantastic and just awesome. Sound Effects Factory, you now have another video to listen to try to go to sleep. I'm glad that my video is being used to put people to sleep. It's fine. Ryan Sherbluck. Absolutely notice him right away all the time. Kyle Brevlovsky, because of course, South Park. Why not? And that's just using an example. I read every comment on this channel. I may look like I don't, but I do. And then it's not just here. Then I'm over on Sportsnet, I'm on TSN, I'm on various forums, and I'm looking through things because when I talk to you guys, I want to seem like I know what I'm talking about. Or at least that my opinion has something behind it. So if I post an opinion video where I say, man, this fan base right now, I don't know. That's my opinion. And I'm sorry, I can't link to sources of people that I actually meet when I'm out on the streets. I'm not going to pull up my phone and go, do you want to say this on video? Do you want to? Do you? Huh? No. No. Not going to do that? No. I'm 5'4". What's going to happen when I pull my phone out and threaten to video people? Yeah, it's going up my ass. And not a damn one of you guys is going to promise to fish it out of my ass. And nor should you, because nobody should do that. Ever. Bad place for a phone. Unless you're Stuart's dad in Beavis and Butthead, and then it's a hilarious bit. It's really, really funny. I recommend Beavis and Butthead. All right, that's enough for me for tonight. There you go. You got 24 minutes from me. I can taste the blood washing down my throat. The bleeding isn't as bad as it was when I started. If it was, I would have started throwing up blood already. But, you know, I feel passionately about this channel. I feel passionately about you, the viewer, the subscriber. I feel passionately about everything on this channel. Every video posted. I have times where I post a video and say, this isn't going to attract a lot of viewers, but I need to do the video. And I do it. And I take requests. And I see when people say, can you talk more about Chicago? Can you talk more about Philly? Can you do a video on the Devils? Can you do a video? I have that all in my brain. And now that the playoffs are winding down, I have more time to flesh those ideas out and do these videos. So that somebody comes back 2 weeks later and goes, holy crap, he did the video I requested. It's going to happen. Because this channel's for you guys, not for me. So let me know what you guys think. Hit like and subscribe if you can handle a 25-minute video where I talk a little bit of everything. Because I shorten these videos down. I don't do these long talks very often anymore. And I'm specifically doing it on a day when I'm supposed to be on bed rest. To show you guys how damn much I care about this channel, about you guys. I spent more time working for you guys than I spent working for my work today. I had 5 hours of work today, and really, honestly, I phoned it in because I was so worried about these. There's more passion and heart being put into this. Because I love this. I love this channel. I love what it has done for me. And I love what it does for me. It provides me with an opportunity to see a future in my life that is better than the past I look back at. You guys have helped provide me with everything. And you can think it's bullshit, or you can think whatever. But the fact is, I don't even know if I'd be with Yvonne if it wasn't for this channel. So, there's that. I have this family in part because of this channel. And I'm going to stop before I start crying. Okay? Have a good night, you guys. Have a good night's sleep. And thank you very much for making it to the end of this if you did. Full-on shout-outs to every one of you guys. Thank you.